The following program portrays explicit contact with the unsavory. If you suffer from sitting on a high horse, this show might not be right for you. Check with your local air traffic controller.
Speaking the truth when others hold their tongues. Wrestling for justice with left-wingers and crocodiles. Resisting the temptation to keep the peace at any price. The only talk show host who writes his own theme music, Randall Terry.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm starting to feel something on this program. I'm starting to feel something. I'm behaving like an extreme liberal. I don't even know what that means. There are people who insult me, and it doesn't even make sense. You know why? Because they're stupid. Hello? Welcome to the program, friend. This is going to be a show that is watched, that is analyzed, that is discussed, perhaps for months to come. You'll see why in a minute. Today's program brought to you in part by the Super Bowl 2012, possibly the host of the most controversial television ad in the history of America, and by God's commandment, thou shalt not murder. What about this don't you understand? I'm going to take a quick break and give my good friend Rusty Cowpoke a chance to flap his jaw, but he needs his lip worked on. What's with the lip?
Hey, listen up. Now, some people saying that the new Speaker of the House, Mr. Boehner, and Randall Terry are good friends. Hell, Randall's holding Boehner's feet to the fire. Randall's threatened to run candidates against him in 2012 if Boehner don't defund Planned Parenthood. You call that friendship? I call that drawing a line in the sand. I call that promising a good old-fashioned butt whooping. Now that's not too friendly, is it?
Welcome to the program, friend. Let's go right to the big story. On November 22nd, Randy Sly, writing for Catholic Online, broke the news that I, your servant Randall, was considering running for president. Very funny, Randall. On November 24th, Michael DeBonis, writing for the Washington Post, confirmed the story that I am, in fact, considering a run for the presidency. The Washington Post? Is this some kind of a joke? On December 1st, Jill Stanek, writing for WorldNet Daily, again confirmed that I, your servant Randall, am considering running for the presidency of the United States. All right, then, just tell us the story. As you wish. You can imagine, by the way, that there are dozens, scores, hundreds of blogs that are on fire about this right now, and I thought that it was time to discuss with you, the viewer, with all of the people who follow this show online and in the TV markets that we're on right now, to discuss with you exactly what is the truth, exactly what is going on, and why I might be doing it. First of all, for those of you who are Christians, for those of you who are given to prayer, I truly ask you to pray for me, for my wife, for our team. There are long and intense deliberations going on, and we need prayer, because to do something like this is a massive, massive undertaking. So let me tell you exactly what's going on. I ask your forgiveness that this will sound a little bit more conversational than usual. For those of you that want me to carry on and have some of the normal antics, I probably won't do that because it's a pretty serious subject. Why would I run for president? The answer is very simple. Because of FEC and FCC laws, when a candidate runs for federal office, not state office, not local office, not a county or a city or a town office, just federal office. That would include the United States House of Representatives, the U.S. Senate, and and the presidency. That's it. When a candidate runs for federal office, the law requires that stations that have an FCC broadcast license run whatever television ad the candidate presents. Period. They are not allowed to censor the ads. This does not apply to cable because cable does not have the same FCC licensing requirements, okay? It applies to broadcast facilities that broadcast with a big tower and send a signal out. And of course, now many cable stations are required by law to carry those stations. So you might be watching the ABC affiliate in Washington, D.C. on cable, but it's still a broadcast licensed facility that originates the programming. Those stations are required by law to run the ads that the candidates present to them. Now, let me be perfectly clear. If I run for president, we will show America the truth about dead babies. That is what I will do. Do I think I can win the presidency? It's not even the right question to ask. Obviously, it would be a massive long shot, and I hold no illusion in my heart that I would win. Could lightning strike? Some people have said to me, don't say that. You got to say, yeah, I'm going for it. If I do it, you're not going to run to win. I don't want to appear delusional, okay? And I don't want to offer people a false promise, something that I can't deliver on. The truth of the matter is, there are promises I can make and I can deliver on. If I do decide to run for president, I can tell you we will run ads on television in the major markets of this country that will create a crisis of conscience for the United States of America, for the individuals, for the people who have participated in the death of their offspring or the death of their grandchildren, for people who lost loved ones, who didn't want them to be killed in America's abortion mills. There will be a crisis of conscience. Now, you've got to listen to me. If you're a thinking person and you understand the value of history, there have been social movements, paradigm shifts in America's past that upended the current unjust order and replaced it with a new order. Okay? The fight to end slavery, the fight for women's voting rights, the fight to end child labor in coal mines, the fight to end segregation. Ed, how much time do we have?
You're half a minute over.
Okay. Let me take a break. I'll bait you for the next section. I'm going to show you the ads that Missy Smith ran here in Washington, D.C. And all of the stations were saying, we don't want to run these ads, but we are required to by law, right? And I want you to tune back because I'm going to talk to you about those social revolutions in the past. Ladies, why can you vote? Why are you not afraid of your sons dying in a coal mine or your daughters being abused in a textile mill? African Americans, why is it that you can ride not just in the front of the bus, you can ride all the way to the White House? There are some things that were done and were said in those social revolutions that we in the pro-life movement have failed to do. And I personally, by the help and grace of God, if we decide to do this, we will see to it that that error and that sin of omission is brought to a screeching halt. I'll be right back.
There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. That explains a lot about why they'll be white.
Moments with Moses. If you spurn my statutes, and your soul abhors my ordinances, so that you will not do all my commandments, but break my covenant, your strength shall be spent in vain, For your land shall not yield its increase, and the trees of the land shall not yield their fruit.
Welcome back to the program, friend. In a minute, I'm going to show you one of the ads that Missy Smith ran here in Washington, D.C. when she ran for Congress just a month or so ago. This ad is very intense, and like the films of the Nazi concentration camps when the Allies liberated them, there are dead human bodies that you will see on the screen. If you have a child in the room that you do not want to see these images, now is your chance to slip them out. Let me be forthright with you. There are people who don't understand, now listen to me, that these ads must be shown to end legalized child killing. It's not that they're an option, it's they're a requirement. And the pro-life people who say that we do not want to show these ads, please hear me and forgive me for any of you who think this is too harsh, but they are in effect siding with the child killers on this point. The child killers do not want these babies seen. Just like the Nazis didn't want the dead Jews' bodies seen. And when you cover up the victim, you are perpetuating the crime. There are people who say, oh, well, it'll hurt the feelings of women who've had an abortion. That'd be like saying we can't show pictures of the dead Jews because some of the townspeople turned in Jews and they were killed in the concentration camps. Some of the police or some of the German soldiers were involved in the actual death of some of these Jews, and it'll really hurt their feelings. No. You show them because the victims deserve it. The victims deserve to have their plight put in front of the public. Christianity is a logocentric, that means word-centered religion, and it is iconocentric, an icon-centered religion, things that you see, icons, images. We have pictures, we have statues, two-dimensional icons in the Greek and the Russian Orthodox traditions. And when you go into a church, most churches have, as the central figure, a man hanging on a cross. Or if you're in the Protestant world, it's a cross, the emblem of how Christ was killed. And we don't say to our children, oh, don't look at that bloody man hanging on the cross. It's too gruesome, it's too graphic. No, we say that's a representation of our Lord's love for us. Or we see the images of saints and martyrs who were killed for their profession of faith in Jesus Christ. Okay? We don't hide them, we show them. If you have been poisoned by these well-meaning people who say, no, we don't want to rock the boat, we don't want to appear to be extremists, here's your chance to be set free and to be inoculated from that nonsense. The pictures must be shown. Just like with the Freedom Riders and the lunch counter sit-ins and those different people who, the black men who were hung by the Ku Klux Klan, those images, the dogs biting people, the water cannons from police, those images helped shift the momentum away from segregation and towards true justice and freedom. The images of little boys in harm's way in coal mines, those images helped change the law. And the laws that we must change to protect innocent human life from conception until birth, those laws will not change until the victims are shown. We're going to show you one of the ads that Missy Smith ran. Obviously, my ads, if I decide to run, will be different because I'm not a woman. But you will get the point when you see this. An ad like this, running on national television, maybe on the AFC or NFC championship, an ad like this will create a crisis of conscience for the nation. And it is exactly what we need. Here's the ad.
I killed 2 of my babies by abortion. I was told, it's not a baby. They lied to me. They exploited me. Then I learned the truth, and I've suffered for years. And believe me, I am angry. My heart has been ripped out. Obama, Pelosi, Reed, Norton, they all support the murder of babies and the abuse of women by abortion. It's time to make child killing illegal again. I'm Missy Smith, and I approve this message.
When will this killing end? When? We've got to create the crisis of conscience so that people say enough of the slaughter. I'll be right back.
The GOP, girly men on Prozac. We've never seen a fight we didn't run from.
The first duty of a university is to teach wisdom, not trade, character, not technicalities. Sir Winston Churchill.
Welcome back to the program, friend. There are some people that think that if I do run for the presidency and show ads like you just saw on television, that it'll upset the status quo and, hey, the Republicans are pro-life and we just got to get behind them. Let me ask you a question. If the Republicans are so pro-life, why do we still have 38 years of child killing and 50 million dead babies? They are using us like a pimp uses a prostitute. Here's a song that tells you how I feel about our pro-life Republicans.
You told me that you loved me like no other. Said you would take me home to meet your mother. You sang me love songs. I turned my back and you were gone. I thought, what did I do? Sat there waiting for you. Thought we could fix whatever went wrong. GOP, what did you do to me? GOP, was blind but now I see. GOP, you were using me all along. You said you needed me so we could get to power. I gave you my time and money, and you brought me flowers. I finally gave you my vote. Baby, that was all she wrote. You won't return my calls, won't do nothing at all. I was part of your wild oats. GOP, now I know what it means. GOP, was blind but now I see. GOP, you were using me all along. Then I started wondering, what does GOP mean? Gathering of peacocks, galloping old pompous windbags, growth on a porcupine, girdle on a pantomime. Good old power-hungry granddaddies on Prozac, godless old pusillanimous sacks. GOP, that's what you mean to me. And baby, I'ma pay you back. Hello? Yeah, it's me. Who's this? Oh, hi. How have you been? I'm good, thanks. You need my help? Sure, yeah, no, I'm not busy. No, That old red dress you got me? Yeah, I still have it. Well, sure, I'll wear it, All right, okay, yeah. I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, I've missed you too. Bye, I'll be right over.
Thank you. If you like the song, by the way, why don't you send a link to this show online? Go to terrycast.com, send the link to your friends, and also go to BoehnerTeaParty.com and sign the petition there that tells the Republicans to get their act together and protect babies. I'll be right back.
Save me, O God, by thy name, and judge me in thy strength. For strangers have risen up against me, and the mighty have sought after my soul, and they have not set God before their eyes.
Abraham Lincoln said, "We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow men who pervert the Constitution." Friend, there is nowhere in our Constitution that gives people the right to murder their babies. It is a perversion of the Constitution. If we are going to prevail in this fight, we're going to have to show images of dead babies on television. I ask you to pray for me and forward a link of this show to your friends. God bless you.